Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft discussion. Oh, maybe not. There's a yawn. Maybe not too exciting for little Giovanni. Hopefully, another exciting discussion on all things well-being. You know, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and I'm thrilled to be here this morning. Early morning. It's not early. It's like 7, I think, which isn't early. Maybe it's a little bit after 7. I don't even know. Who cares? In the woods. Time isn't a thing in the woods. And we found this lovely rock to sit on, and my butt's not even wet. Usually that happens. All right, so really what I want to talk about is being wildly in love with your life. You know, exactly where you are and how you are and everything that's happening right in this minute. You might be saying, well, you don't understand this and you don't understand that. I do, because here's the thing, is that we know that it's about the process, right? And so... and that we have it backwards, and this, you know, once I have this, once I have that, once I have this, then I can be successful. No. And the thing is, in order for more abundance and to flow into our lives and land in our laps, and also less of the bad stuff, so the abundance has room and space, like in a closet, right? You got to take out all the old stuff for the new outfit to be there. So it's really not different with new things coming into our lives. We've got to be grateful for what we have now. And so it's not just that, it's realizing that we really can't do it wrong, because there is no such thing as failure, and there are no such thing as mistakes, because it's all just people. We talked about this. It's all just people. We are all just people moving around on this earth, on this wonderful planet we live on, doing our thing. And those behaviors we do, the choices we make, produce results. Those results then lead us maybe along the same path, or they redirect us. So really, the label of failure doesn't make any sense. Label of mistake doesn't make any sense, because we can't do it wrong. You know, life unfolds the way it's meant to unfold. So when we roll with it and realize that, and as cheesy as it sounds, it's true, it is about the journey. Here's another example. You might say, well, you don't understand. I had all this happen and all this trauma happen. We're not saying that's not complicated. Disclaimer, I completely empathize. We're not saying that. And that said, it still does come down to, you know, a choice-making, commitment, and then effort. Anything in life worthwhile takes effort, and also risk. It can feel a little risky to be happy if it's not something you're used to. All right? So somebody might say, well, I don't know my own value. I don't know what it's like to be loved. Here's the thing. That's part of the fun, is figuring that out. And it maybe doesn't feel that way right away, but once you're kind of through the mud and you look back, you're like, wow. That whole experience was just, I can't even slap, language onto it. It was so good. Because to be in a place, and I do know this from firsthand experience, to know what it's like to not feel worthy and then come into your own worthiness, to not feel loved and come into this feeling of love with the help of all these wonderful people around you, which you start to attract more and more as you move along. There isn't any greater feeling in the world than that aha moment. And light bulbs going on all over you, like a intoxicating, midsummer sky or something. It's like bing, 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 bing. Oh, I get it now. And it's all part of it. So we talked about also the shifting away from the end point. That's so important, to be wildly in love with your life. Wildly, I mean madly in love with the gift you've been given. It's important for us, obviously, to realize that connection we talk about a lot, whether it's universe, source, God, higher power, however you want to name it. That's got to happen if you're going to figure that out. And to realize, again, to shift away from the end point. It's now. This is one big playground. It really is. And when we focus on what's going well and what's going right, and all the people in our lives who are wonderful, right? I'm a big chosen family person, as you know. Then we get to the Tetris effect we talked about. That also kicks in, right? With the gratitude. I'm grateful for 3 things every day. The people in my life, what is going right, even if my job seems like it sucks, there's got to be one thing in your day that's good. It might be the people. It might be one person. It might be who's the receptionist who says have good morning every day and has a little conversation with you when you walk in, and maybe he even brings you coffee once in a while or whatever. There's stuff that's good. Or maybe it's the flexibility. Maybe you don't really like the job, but you like that it's flexible. Maybe you don't like this, but you like it. Then maybe, they have a good cafeteria. Who knows? But to really, really be throwing out that gratitude for whatever it is, and realizing that this really is a journey. There's a million memes out there, and it can sound all cheesy and everything. But it really is true. The only time we have is now. Now is life. Life is now in session. I have a sign that says that in my office, actually. So be wildly, wildly in love with your life. It's important to realize that we've got to be grateful as much of the day as possible. More gratitude. Gratitude brings more abundance to us. And also to realize that we can choose, to view the world as this big fun playground with loads of people to meet and lots of opportunity and just lots of, lots of goodness out there in the midst of all the turmoil and all the every bad stuff going on. We can really, look for what's going right. And then also when things aren't going right, and there are, people going without and people in a bad place, it also contributes to us being, wildly in love with our lives, to climb out of that place of, being defeated of what's going right by doing something for other people. There's so much need that we can all, take part in, be a part of, making better. There's so much out there to make better. Obviously, people are food insecure and housing insecure and lonely, just plain lonely. I mean, that's right there. I think I mentioned this, that loneliness, at least in the United States, has been bumped up with smoking and obesity is the number one killer, for, along with those, the number one leading cause of death, and that's crazy because really, for the most part, it's not hunger that kills us, it's loneliness. Loneliness kills, for sure. And so that's part of being wildly in love with our lives too, is getting out of our heads and with kindness and that, gosh, does that feed. It's just what we do for other people, we do for us. I mean, it's just this wonderful way that the universe or God or source or however you want to label this higher power, this power greater than us, creator of all things, whatever, is maybe like this built-in system to keep us doing things for other people. That helps them. They're happier. We're happier because we're part of a bigger connection, bigger than us, kind of that whole transcendent thing. It's all part of it. But here's the thing. Main theme for today is be wildly, madly in love with the gift of life that is only yours, your own life. Be crazy in love with it. And that's it. This is and grateful for it. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful Notch at Northern Vermont with little G behind me on the rock. Have a mindful day.